Well, it seems reactions are still trailing the sacking last Friday by the appeal court of Caleb Mutfwang, the governor of Plateau State, and the pronouncement of Nentawe Goshwe in his place. The governor belongs to the People's Democratic Party. His rival Goshwe of the All Progressives Congress had challenged his victory at the tribunal, claiming that the governor was not validly nominated and sponsored by his party. We will now proceed to take up this matter with John Dafaan, the member of the House of Representatives from Plateau State. Many thanks for joining us this afternoon here on Newsday.
Hello?
Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday, John Dafaan, member of the House of Representatives in Plateau State.
Thank you.
All right. We've been trailing this big story in the news. A lot of individuals are saying this is a problem that the PDP brought on itself, why did they not just follow the rules in the first place in order to obey the court laws initially and conduct the congresses in the places that they needed to? What is your opinion on how things are unfolding politically in Plateau State at the moment?
Well, thank you very much. I think first and foremost, you have laid it properly that a consistent desire to disobey court orders by the PDP has led them to this situation. And the judgment that was pronounced, the whole of Plateau State was completely agog. The turnout of people showed clearly that there was massive acceptance of the APC and its candidates. Why I say so is because there was serious miscarriage in the process that led to the announcement of Mutfwang as the elected governor this year. And now, with this upturn and the results being clearly declared that the votes that Caleb Mutfwang scored were definitely not valid votes. There was a massive turnout by people all over the state. All the 17 local governments, there was no local government left that did not celebrate this decision.
And legally and politically speaking, even though individuals within the state are celebrating, politically and, in terms of governance of Plateau State, what are the implications of the upturning of this governorship?
Now, what we have observed, in actual fact, is very unfortunate that as of yesterday, an attempt was made to shut down the Plateau State House of Assembly because if in actual fact they know that they were in the right in all these issues, they shouldn't be attempting to shut out the Plateau State House of Assembly. That they are going on recess, it means they want to scuttle governance for the length of time, which we heard the Speaker has adjourned the House for 2 months, which is quite unfortunate. The clerk and his deputy have been removed. All these actions are intended to create a disgovernance whereby to elicit what we don't know. And unfortunately, I think they need to be sportsmen. You win some, you lose some. They won in Zamfara, they won in Rivers. I don't think anybody did that to them. I don't think it's good for them to go on that path. They are men of honor, I believe, and they should not be able to be pushed into doing things that will create temporary setbacks for the state, which we're trying as much as possible from 2015 to rebuild and put Plateau on the scale of the states in Nigeria that are known for coexistence, peace, and magnificent tourism potentials.
And the state of peace and tranquility within Plateau State is quite fragile, historically speaking. We also know that this ruling has affected 7 members of the National Assembly, PDP members as well. Do you foresee a situation where it's taken to the Supreme Court, as it seems that it's going, and the ruling is overturned?
Now, I find it quite interesting. I'm not a lawyer,
right?
And I don't want to discuss it as a legal man, but I think I need to ask the simple question. If indeed the PDP, as they keep arguing, they repeated the congresses, which was ordered for by Justice Gang. They did it in 2021, and it was in September. And after the repeat Congress in 2021, there was an appeal court judgment in 2022. Why didn't they file that to stop the appeal court judgment of 2022? This should be questions legal minds should be asking. I came across a word called estoppel. Can you plead an evidence after a judgment? Or is the intention to ridicule the appeal court? That is why they are now presenting it after 2022 or after 2021. They keep arguing that nobody challenged it within the process. But you never filed it as one of your claims in 2022 when Musa Aga was removed by Alkali Mohammed. So if you want to plead, you should have pleaded in 2022. You have a whole 1 year. Why didn't you plead it? Because they know the repeat Congress was a sham. And it was purported because, in truth, you have subsisting orders of courts stopping that repeated Congress, which they said they did. Still going against a valid court judgment at that level. Apart from the one in 2020, they also had, in 2021, orders stopping them from conducting and going ahead. And the report clearly said, the purported report which they submitted clearly indicated that there were subsisting judgments which they ignored, orders which they ignored from a court. So if a court gives you an order, do not do it. Why are you going about it? There's a level of arrogance that we should be able to at least define in leadership. You can't be arrogant and you expect that there will be people will be lawful. The country will become lawless. If anybody wants to depict arrogance beyond the realm of responsibility, I think at this point, this should be a lesson for everybody. No need for us to take the level of arrogance to that realm.
And there are certainly a lot of hard lessons being learned throughout this entire electoral process, as we've seen. Let's talk about Dr. Nentawe Goshwe, a member of your party, and who now, as the appeal court has instated as the governor of Plateau State. What does he bring to the table for Plateau State indigents, especially in a state that is fraught by many delicate issues? What does he bring to the betterment of the lives of Plateau indigents?
Now, leadership is about collectivism. You must be able to have the ability to reach people. The way you talk to people, the way you appeal to people, and you bring the best out of people who desire to contribute. Nentawe brings that to the table. Here is Plateau for everybody. And let me assure you, he has insisted Plateau is for everybody. It is a home to everybody. The opportunities in Plateau are open for everybody. But you can't even build if there is no peace. From other aspects in which we have observed, he has his access agenda, which it intends to integrate the whole scope of economic, educational, and all other aspects of developmental drive which every nation desires and every state would want. He has set up clearly the youths are the fulcrum of his drive. That's why he said his slogan is Generation Next. We are working now for the next generation because the next generation must inherit something that is better than what we have now. This is his drive and this is his desire. And his idea, he has within the access agenda ideas of a percentage of the IGR to take care of youth empowerment, a percentage of the IGR to take care of women empowerment. This is very unique. And I assure you, as long as he comes in, and his demeanor is a man that exudes peace. If you meet a man that exudes peace, he makes you calm and you want to do your best. And I assure you, Dr. Nentawe is somebody that is well exposed. He has worked in Benue State for how many years? He was a lecturer there for so many years. He has worked in Kebbi. He has worked all over. In the Southwest, he has also been able to be a visiting professor there, a visiting lecturer in some of the institutions in those. And coincidentally, he's an ICT guru. And you know, ICT is where the new idea is. So this is a man that is ready for the job. And I assure you, Plateau will be the better for it.
And finally, just before we wrap up, it seems that the next and final battle is in the Supreme Court. Are you confident about the next steps ahead?
Well, I told you there is extopel. You can't canvass for something that already you failed to canvass. You can't bring it onto the table. And I don't think the Supreme Court will be one to agree to say, let's reverse what are already. And they are the supreme body. They want their orders. The least court in the land should be obeyed. And I don't think they will encourage disobedience and arrogance to be exhibited, and especially meted out on an essential fabric of the democratic structure, because the judiciary is the most important fabric of the democratic structure. I am a lawmaker. I know we make the laws, but they interpret it, and then the executive execute what we produce. So the most important fabric is the one that interprets, is a go-between between us and the executive. So if you belittle them and make them look not right, I think it's unfortunate. And unfortunately, the PDP in Plateau State have not done justice to the judiciary. And I pray that they retrace their steps, because it is the wrong path to go.
Well, certainly all eyes are on the judiciary as this continues to play out. But for your contribution and for joining us today on Newsday, thank you so much, Honorable John Dafaan, member of the House of Reps for Plateau State. Thank you for joining us.